DraftKings has done nothing but pull back ever since their February 13th earnings call, where we had that big $2 gap and go the following day, and you had a $5 high low in there on that 214. So the following day after the earnings report, you had a high of 53.61 and a low of 48 in here. What happened ever since? Just a drastic pullback. And that's what you kind of expect, right? So little run into earnings. If your earnings are always good, you have all the RSI, the volume go with you, all the hype. Boom, $2 gap and go, and then everything just through the roof, right? If it goes up quick, it's probably going to come down just as quick or just as easily. So over the past couple of weeks, you can see just huge down moves in here, reverting back to the mean, right? I mean, you got to think a $2 gap and then a $5 day off a $40 stock. That's a huge move in here. So obviously, some selling, some profit taking up here, and we needed to pull back and kind of revert back to the mean. Too overextended, and your expansion of your IV was just through the roof. It needs to come back and contract. So what are we looking at in here, right? Well, all these levels of resistance slash support previously 50, 45, 42 and a half all got breached. But good news is today finally clocked in a green day. I haven't seen one of those in a while here on the daily chart. And that means we can put our 42 and a half, 42.5 support back in play here, right? So we breached it yesterday, just briefly, gapped up today, and then we stayed above it. So first support, 42 and a half. Below that, if we breach that, what are we looking at? Well, it's going to be an interesting area down here. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to call it the $40 level, but really it's kind of that 39 into that $40, $1 channel here, because it all depends on how many days it takes us to break this, right? So to break the 42 and a half and then come down here and then touch down here. So the number of days is going to depend exactly where the support is going to be, but really we're just going to call it that $40 level because you have this 200 SMA down here. You have this lower trend line that we had on previously. It's all going to start to match up right here at that level. Resistance wise, well, this 9-day EMA got extended from the 200 SMA, you can see here. So we need to kind of revert back. So we got to figure out how much weight is this going to carry, but then really it's going to be this 45, 46 area. You can see that was a big resistance right here. And then in the past in May and going back to March. So, and then above that, then we can worry about the 50s. But overall, the 42 and a halves have to hold first before we start worrying about anything else. Your RSI, obviously, with this big red days here off of the RSI at 100, 2 weeks of red, this will do it to bring it right back down to like 40 is where it's at currently, 47. Volume in here, basically still a little bit above average, but all in all, not where we were on that huge gap and go, that $5 move in there on the day after earnings. Everybody's pricing in right around a $6 move expected here by Friday. So still a large expected move on your IV in here by Friday. So that's interesting to look at to see, because your IV ranking here is at 29. So still everything is pretty juiced in here. And you have a large expected move kind of priced in. So if you get some consolidation in here, maybe some sucking up some premium, and then we can worry about going, but I don't know, it might just have to come down here, touch the 40s real quick, and then start, or that $40 level real quick, and then start jump back up. We kind of have to wait and see in here. You do have a $6 expected move. It's about the same dollar expected move by March. If you go out to April, same $6.10 move. So you have to figure out how the IV is priced in for this week. This obviously could change at opening tomorrow, but right now you go out to the end of the month, which is this Friday, $6 move, March, $6 move, April, $6 move. So it's going to be interesting to see what the IV is going to tell us in here tomorrow, and then see if we're going to gap up or gap down. We're going to be either in between this 42 to 46 channel, or we're going to be down here between the 40s and the 42s, just doing some more consolidating here on DraftKings. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested. You can find all of our socials in the description below.